Hey guys, Brisen here. I'll be profiling my Hazy Flame deck profile for you guys for the September 2018 format. This is a deck that I have thoroughly enjoyed. I read about it before the deck came out, and as soon as it came out, I picked up the deck. I loved the concept of being able to play monsters that normally you need things to tribute, but you don't have to have anything to tribute to be able to summon them, which I thought was cool. And I love their artwork. It was the first XYZ deck that I ever played, and it's the first actual competitive deck I took to a locals, and I actually got second. This is when rekindling was at 3 though, so imagine that, just 3 free soul charges where you can attack off of them and XYZ. It was crazy. Now it's been hit to 1. Don't think it's ever coming back up from 1. Hopefully it at least stays at 1, but this deck is still really good. Disclaimer, all Hazy Flame monsters in the main deck, they cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects, which is another plus of them. Alright guys, without further ado, I'll get into the deck profile for you. To start off, I play 3 Hazy Flame Cerberus. One of my favorites, he's a searcher. Can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, like I said at the beginning. You can normal summon him without tributing, his attack becomes 1,000. And when he gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add a Hazy Flame card from your deck to hand. So keep in mind it says cards. You can search out the spell, the trap, or any monsters. And he's got 200 defense for rekindling. Next, which is one of the support monsters that came out, is 3 Hydra. He's really awesome. He's got 200 for rekindling. When you use him to exceed summon, you can only special summon fire monsters, and then if he's a material under a monster, then you can add a Hazy Flame monster from your graveyard to that material. So if you use like 2 of them under a monster, and then you have like 2 Hazy Flames in grave, you can add 2 of them to that XYZ monster's material. So it'll basically have 4 materials instead of 2, which is awesome. And like I said, rekindling target, which is super important. Next, I play 3 Sphinx. I honestly think Sphinx is important. It's like your late game. You call card type, spell, trap, or monster. You mill it from the top of your deck. If you call it right, you spec a fire monster from your hand or graveyard. I think she's really good late game. She's good at pulling combos mid game. So just a good card to have. 1900 nothing to scoff at, especially if it can't be targeted. And it's another Hazy Flame name. 3 Periton. This is one of the cards I thought made the deck amazing. Besides the rekindling, which was just an added-on bonus, it's a rescue grab for the deck. It's a free rescue grab that you can run 3 of. That's archetype specific. You send him and a fire monster from your hand to the graveyard, and you special summon 2 Hazy Flame monsters from your deck. They can have the same names. You can play 2 Hydras off of it, so you can get a 4 material like basiltrice first turn, or 5 of some combos that I'll show you. But he's really cool. He's searchable off of Cerberus. He can honestly special summon himself too. So if you think he's going to stay on board, you can special summon 1 copy. And then you can special summon a different one. And then if he stays like in defense, and if he stays on board, the next turn you can use him again, which is really cool. And for the last one I run is 1 Griffin. I love this card. I've had to cut down on him now because I'm playing a little bit more cards that aren't fire. Like you can't just rely on just your Hazy Flame monsters. Because when I went to the tournament, I just played 3 basiltrice in my extra deck, which is hilarious. But if your opponent controls a monster, and all monsters you control on your side of the field and in your graveyard are fire, you can special them from your hand. So he's like a Cyber Dragon. He's got a lot of defense. Can't be targeted. He's just there for if you don't open up any of the many other ways I have to tribute summon or summon a Hazy Flame, you can just special it and tribute. And there's a combo where if you Periton first turn and you play 2 Hydras, and you spec a Griffin, play Periton, and then play 2 Hydras off of it. If you have the 2 Hydras and the Griffin, then you can add the materials from your grave to that basiltrice, and you'll have a 5 material basiltrice first turn, which is amazing. So, but yeah, that's why he's in there. You still only run the 1 just because you run cards that aren't fire in this deck, so you don't want to be drawn into a dead card. But even if you draw him dead, you can still just normal summon him off a pillar and stuff. But that rounds up the Hazy Flame monsters. Next, I play a Hieratic Engine in the form of 3 Hieratic Dragon of Tough Movement. If your opponent controls a monster and you control a monster, special it like Cyber Dragon. If it's tributed for tribute summon, you can special summon 1 dragon type normal monster from your deck or graveyard, make its attack and defense 0. So the normal target I play is 1 time number 2. Really old, but the important thing about him is he's a level 6 fire, so you can use him to play basiltrice, he can work with Hydra, and he's level 6, so you can overlay with Hazy Flames with him. So that's just really cool. It's just to give you tribute fodder and give you an extra monster on board so you can exceed summon. Next I play 1 Fire King Eye of Dark Runics. During your play standby phase, after you destroy, you special him, he's a Dark Hole, which is really the only important part about him. And then I play the 1 Fire King Avatar Avada. This is a new tech that I'm playing. When a monster effect is activated on the field, you can quick effect pop a fire monster in the field in your hand to negate it and destroy it, which is cool because you have like a Cerberus in your hand or on field. You can pop it to negate the effect, and then you get to search off the Cerberus or Garunix if you have it on field. But this just gives you a little bit more offensive power on board. And he combos off of the spell too that I'll show you that I'm playing. It's really awesome. And he's got 200 defense for a kindling, which is something to remember. So it can help your kindling plays be stronger. Next are on 2 Dogoron. You might wonder why I'm just main decking kaijus. Well, one, you need an out to really problematic monsters because you only really have like 1 win condition in this deck. But another cool thing about him is he's fire, so if you do mill him off of Sphinx, or after you get him off your opponent's board, you can special summon him off Sphinx to use, or you can ditch him with Periton to get its effect. So he's got more uses than just being able to tribute over boss monsters, which I think is cool. And then if you also spec this from your grave with Sphinx, your opponent can't kaiju your basiltrice, which is also another really good plus. And the last monster I run is just 1 Veiler, just for a hand trap. It's pretty nice. Negate effects. Next, for spells, that was it for the monsters. I play 3 Hazy Pillar. This card's amazing. It lets you normal summon Hazy Flames without tributing. Or 1 left tribute, but they're all 6s. So, and once per turn, you can target a XYZ monster you control, not a Hazy Flame exceed, but just 1 XYZ monster you control, and attach Hazy Flame monster from your hand or your side of the field to as a material. So, like if you have basiltrice or anything, if you use its effect, next turn you can just draw into a Hazy Flame, attach it to it as a material, so you can keep using it, which is amazing. Next, I run 1 Mausoleum with the Emperor. My last profile was suggested that I try more ways to get him out without tributing, so I am testing the 1. I only really like the 1 because both players can use it, and you pay 1,000 life points times the number of monsters needed for the tribute, so it's only 1,000 because they're all level 6, but I didn't like that my opponent can use it too, and against certain decks that'd be bad, so you really just want it to open up your 5 basiltrice, which is cool. Next is why I run the Fire Kings. I play 3 Onslaught of the Fire Kings, which is cool, because if your opponent controls a monster, you control monsters. Especially summon 1 Fire-type Beast Warrior, Beast, or Winged Beast from your deck. Its effects are negated, destroying during the end phase. So, what's really cool is you can special summon your Griffin, your Sphinx, or your Cerberus. Most of the time, you'll go your Cerberus, because even though its effects are negated, his effect of searching activates in grave. So when he gets destroyed at the end phase from Onslaught, you'll get the search effect, which is cool. It gets you a free monster to attack or tribute out of the deck. And what's cool about it too is you can play Garunix, he'll die at the end of the turn, and then you'll special him on your opponent's turn and blow up a board. So it's basically just like 3 copies of Dark Hole as long as you keep Garunix in. And another cool thing now with Arvada is when he's destroyed by card effect, you can special summon a monster from your grave. I don't think it has to be fire, but... Okay, yeah, you can target 1 fire, beast, warrior, winged beast in your grave, especially if its effects are negated. So, you destroy it during the end phase, but, it's really cool is he's just like a monster reborn, which is cool. So, what can happen is, too, if you have a Cerberus in grave, you can, onslaught your Arvada onto the field. He'll die from onslaught, you'll special summon the Cerberus, and then the Cerberus will die in the end phase, you'll still get the search effect off him, which is super cool. So it's just like another way to search if you've gone through all of your Cerberuses. But also, discover this deck is definitely going second. Because I get these and your Tefnuits, so you want to go second with this deck. I finally got my hands on a copy of Heretic Seal Convocation. Just add a Heretic monster from deck to hand, so it just helps you get a 4th copy of Tefnuit. I think just 1's appropriate. Then I play the 1 Monarch Stormforth. Obviously, you play mostly tribute summon monsters, you can just non-targeting removal and tribute an opponent's monster and still be able to attack, which is amazing. When that card was at 3, this deck was awesome too, but now it's at 1. For some of my offensive spells, I play 2 Forbidden Lands because you can use it defensively and offensively. If opponent attacks you, you can make their attack lower so they destroy themselves, or you can make something lower and attack over it. And it's really just to protect your like basiltrice because you use all your materials to play it. From like spells or traps that could possibly get rid of it, like storming and stuff. So if you run that, I run 3 Swords of Concealing the Light because it doesn't target. It'll flip everything face down so your opponent extra links you, and then they have to stay down for 2 standby phases. So that at least gives you 2 turns to just pick off their board or problem cards, and sometimes they can lock them out of summoning, which is super cool. The 1 Dark Hole, I don't have a Regeki, but I do have this, so this is pretty good. Just clear board. And then I'm playing 2 new cards that came out that I don't know if anybody else is trying out in this deck, but I love. It's 3 Celestial Observatory. This effect is awesome. It's finally some draw power for this deck that I'm not worried about playing. You place a level 6 monster from your hand or face up on your field to the bottom of the deck, and you draw 2 cards. You only activate 1 per turn, so I'm only running the 2. But all your Hazy Flames and your Tefnuit are level 6, even the Tyhone. So you're playing. Let me count real quick. You're playing 16 monsters that this card can use, and you can even send it from hand, which I really like. So if you have a dead, like, Tyhone you get out of your hand, or like a Tefnut if you ever have a board, just put it on the bottom, and you can draw 2 cards, which is sweet. 1 monster born because it's monster born. And then 1 rekindling because win condition. And another thing I wanted to point out is that all the deck is monster and spells because it helps you up your chances of calling Sphinx right. So most of the time, by the time you're like playing Sphinx, your graveyard's usually full of monsters before it is spells. So you usually just call spells, and since over half your deck spells, or at least half of it spells, you'll call it right and get a special summon off. So that's also why you play a lot of, instead of back row like traps, you play a lot of spells that can get over boards. And these also be good around Dark Hole because my friend plays Heroes, and that card wrecks this deck. So Dark Hole can get rid of that. Concealing will flip it face down. Stormforth, Lance. Just gives you outs. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. That is 40 cards. On to the extra deck, I play 3 Hazy Flame basiltrice, 2 or more max 5 level 6 fire monsters. He gains effects equal to the number of materials he has. You have 3 or more, he gains 200 attack for each material, 200 attack and defense. 4 or more can't be targeted, and he gains the first one. 5 or more can't be destroyed by battle, and gains the other 2. So potentially, you can have a 3500 beater that can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and his other effect is you can detach a material, target a card or a monster in the field, and banish it. So even if it's set, you can banish it. So he's got spot removal, can't be targeted or destroyed, and he's 3500. So really the only way to get over him is like battle. What sucks is that his banishing isn't during your player's turn. That'd be busted. But you can also banish problem cards and then use Pillar to add another material to make him indestructible again, which is cool. And that's also why you play the Lances in your main deck, is to stop your opponent from being able to attack over it. Honestly, I'm citing it for this, but another cool card that you can run in the main deck, which I think, honestly, if we move away from like extra links, a good card to run over those concealings would be Chalice, because it can help you with the battle more so. Because it gained 400, it wouldn't negate the other effects, but it can also stop your opponent's effects, and it's a spell for Sphinx. So, like I said, with Gokis and everything right now, I think Swords of Concealing Light's a better call, but whatever you guys would like. But yeah, Super Mega Ultra Chicken, just 3 him, win condition. Next play, 1 Constellar Mausoleum 7. You can detach 1, and then target a monster in the field or new player's graveyard, return it to the hand. So that's really cool, just recycling or bouncing a problem card. 1 Photon Strike Bouncer. If an opponent's monster activates effect, you can detach 1, negates effect, and deal 1,000. Doesn't destroy it, but if you're winning, it's a nice card to sit on. 1 Sword Breaker. Call it a type. If it battles it, you'll destroy that monster. It's like a Catastor, pretty much. You'll destroy it at the start of the damage step. 1 number 21 Frozen Lady Justice. She'll gain 1,000 for each material. And then once per turn, you can detach a material from it and destroy all defense position monsters your opponent controls. So, like, if they're on the defensive or play, like, have like Scapegoat out, you can just get rid of all the goats by using Frozen Lady Justice, which is awesome. Next, I run 1 Fairy Knight Inganar, which is a really nice card. It takes 3 level 6, both rekindling and stuff like that. Sphinx, you can get it out. It's basically like a storming kind of. It just returns all other cards in the field to the hand, so it can bounce your cards to reuse and bounce your opponents. It's got 3,000 defense, which is cool too. And get rid of like extra link boards as long as they don't, like if you bait the Trigate or like Firewall. So honestly, probably not the most probable, but my last one, this one's got a lot of effects, so I'll have to read them off for you. But 1 number C5 Chaos Chimera Dragon. This is really for your rekindling. It's 3 or more level 6 monsters. You gain 1,000 for each material, and then if he attacks in the damage step, you can detach 1, and he can make a second attack on opponent's monsters again. And then at the end of the battle phase, you can pay half your life points, target 2 cards in your graveyard. You place 1 on top of your deck, and then you attach the other as materials. So, like if you have a Kindling Grave after you play him, after he attacks and does massive damage, like he'd be at 5,000. Attack once with 5, and then attack another with 4,000. If they're still alive, you can add Rekindling back to hand and then attach like one of the other cards to him as a material to bring it back up to 5,000, which is crazy. So you can just keep bringing him up to 5,000. Amazing card to kind of end games. Lastly, I run one Black Rose and one Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. I was running more Effect Veilers, which is why I had these in here. I was running 3 because it's a monster for Sphinx. Makes these more probable. Honestly, I have a lot of space, so I just have these in here just for the option, because most of your monsters are level 6s, so your Veiler with that is going to be a 7. If anything, you take out like the Odd Eyes Meteor Burst and maybe put in like a Borreload, because I don't have a Borreload. And I would keep the Black Rose in because it's a fire, so it works Hydra, but this guy is too, so it's kind of cool. And when he attacks, he just doesn't let any effects activate during the battle phase, so he's kind of like an out monster or anything. Lengths, I play 3 Doolittle Chimera, gives all fire monsters 500, and if he gets destroyed by your opponent's battle or card effect, you can add a fire monster from grave to hand. So he kind of helps you recycle, and really just gives all your monsters attacks. So if you like play him in a basiltrice, it becomes 4,000, which is crazy. And it only takes 2 fires, which I like. And then one Decode Talker, one of the generic links that I like. He'll gain 500 for each card he's pointing at, and then once per turn, if your opponent activates effect targets a card, quick effect, you attribute a monster your points to, negate it, and destroy it. So he can potentially be at a 3,300, so he's just easy to beat over other things and gives you like a boss monster to go into with a board, which is really cool. Yeah, guys, that is it for the Hazy Flame deck profile. That was a 15-card extra deck for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the profile. Another card I want to mention that I am currently citing, if you guys do want to play this deck and like it doesn't seem like Altergeist are going to get hit. If you're playing in a format with a lot of heavy background stuff, you can also side Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys, because it's kind of like Garunix. You can just put it over top like the Arvada or whatever. When it gets destroyed by a card effect, you special summon during the next standby phase, and it destroys all spell and trap cards in the field. So, honestly, you don't play that many spell traps, but if you're going against backer deck, play this off of Onslaught. Next turn when you special summons, if the summon's okay, you'll heavy storm your opponent. So, nice card to have inside. But yeah, guys, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. I've worked a lot on this to get it where it is. Shout outs to my friend, or my buddy Nico from the Nerd Herd for these. He helped me pick these up, which is awesome, because I was waiting to profile this till I got these for you guys. So, shout outs to him. He's amazing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Please give me any suggestions about the deck, anything about my channel, and I will try to address them, message you back, and hopefully add them in. See you guys later.